you could confirm, I've read somewhere that the WBO have said that once if he's successful on next week, he will have WBO mandatory as well. Is that correct?
He will have a WBO mandatory. The WBO mandatory will be called next. Now, you always have the opportunity to either try and make a unification fight, there's only one to make, or to ask for a voluntary defence. But after the WBO one, the IBF mandatory will be called as well, which will be his next fight after the next one. So I don't know, November, December next year will be Hughie Fury or Pulev. So like, you ain't really got a lot of time for voluntaries, so you might as well just fight your mandatories, or vacate belts, or fight unification. So again, our preference 100% is to fight Deontay Wilder in April. But when they won't reply to your emails, they won't get back to you, how the fuck are you supposed to make that fight? So we have to do what we've got to do. I know they're concentrating on their fight coming up, but we will probably have to make our move on our fight, 3-4 weeks after Wembley. So if it's not Wilder, then it has to be probably the WBO mandatory.
What are the chances that next week we'll see a Wilder Fury announcement or press conference?
Well, I mean, it baffles me, like, that you want to be that obsessed with Anthony Joshua that the whole thing might be planned around Joshua's fight week. So if you're trying to sell a fight to say that no, fuck AJ, this is the biggest fight in boxing, yet you're following AJ around like a couple of little boys, like harassing him on social media, trying to make announcements when he's making announcements, or trying to be relevant around him, that shows you what that fight is. That fight is a really good fight to find out who the second best heavyweight is in the world, because it's very clear who number one is. So, I mean, someone asked me again, media, when would you announce that fight? I said, I'd announce it in Vegas at Canelo-Golovkin week, when everybody's there. But they will probably announce next week. But it doesn't mean the fight's going to happen.
Are you still...
Of course. I think Fury's got a 50% success rate in terms of turning up for fights in the last 4 fights. So, will that fight happen? I think it is 50-50. Maybe I'd slightly lean towards it happening. But anything can happen in that fight, mate. I mean, people could get injured, people might not fancy it, money might not be delivered in escrow accounts. Anything could happen in the build-up to the fight.
Let's say the fight does happen, it gets announced for...
I hope it does, by the way. I genuinely hope it does. Because it makes Joshua's next fight even bigger, if we can get that fight.
So let's say it happens early part of December. Does that then make the negotiation for April 13 more difficult?
Probably impossible, yeah. That's why I want Wilder's team to answer our emails. This is in the last week or so, or a week ago. Look, we've sent you the contract signed on all the terms that you agree. If you want to go back on that, and if you don't agree them anymore, I won't hold it against you. But can you tell us what you will agree to? Because we need to get April sorted. But they won't even reply.
But can you understand it now from their perspective that we're concentrating on Tyson Fury?
No, because you have to plan your future. That's a promoter's job, to plan and map out the future. If they really want the Joshua fight, which they say they want so bad, how can you not even talk about it? So I'm not expecting it. Fury shouldn't even know about it, but the team should be on us now saying, right, don't fight your mandatory in April, okay? Let's work together to make this fight happen, blah, blah, blah. We'll speak to the governing bodies, let them know that he's fighting Fury, and then he'll fight Joshua after that. But they don't want to fight him, because if they did, they'd get back to me. So it's all bullshit, and they've done a good job on the fans, because not everyone believes me, and not everyone believes me a lot of the time anyway. But they've done a good job, and they've used Joshua and me a little bit to raise their profile, and it has worked. They've done a really good job. And if they get the Fury fight, they've pulled a rabbit out of the hat, because that fight for them is the absolute perfect fight.
What about on the reverse? Having those early conversations with Tyson Fury's camp and MTK.
Me?
Potentially for April 30th. Because Tyson Fury could...
No, because he'll have a rematch clause.
He's the champion.
Yeah, so he will have to go into that fight and he'll be tied up. If he wins, he'll have to rematch Wilder anyway. So, and I don't believe he wins that fight. If they fight, so I hope he wins. I hope he wins for Britain. But with a business hat on, obviously the Wilder fight is the one. And I don't really want him to win, because then they'll have to rematch in June or something like that, and then we'll be waiting forever. So I just want Wilder's team to come back to me. Even if you you know, you want to call me a prick or tell me to fuck off, just reply. You know what I mean? Or just come back and say, we're not interested in talking about the fight now till we get the Fury fight done. Okay, I understand. But bear in mind, that means it won't happen in April. And then we'll be in the same situation where everyone's let down again. So, we'll see. You know, a lot's going to happen. For us, the most important thing is win on September 22nd at all costs.